May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast update. An update to the forecast that I put out this past weekend. Okay. In this video, we're going to cover the US dollar index, the euro, the pound, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, and the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen. All right, let's start. Now, we're starting with the Dixie. What did I tell you this past, what was it, Saturday? Yeah. I told you that prices ran very bullishly for a good while. And we finally ran into an area of supply. All right. And I said, I think we're going to start turning around here. I think if you're long in the US dollar, you ought to start taking profits or manage your trades. All right. Because I think it's going to start rolling over here. And lo and behold, it starts to roll over. That's what I'm talking about. All right. We got this very bearish, what do you call this? Bearish engulfer. All right. It's a very bearish indication. Price, just remember that when price broke that low, that signaled a market structure shift. All right. From bullish to bearish. All right. This is essentially an intermediate level break of structure, right? But it signals that price has an intent to go to lower prices, and price came back up to test the supply. All right, and you saw the sellers step in, and we're still adjusting today with a slightly more bullish candle, but I was highlighting that I think price is coming for this low resistance liquidity run here, these lows. That's a great liquidity pool that will draw price to it. So I'm thinking that we should get a sweep of that area pretty soon, and just remember that this is a weekly area of that's a fair value gap. Sorry, a weekly fair value gap, a bullish one. So the price may find some support here once it does come back, and we may see price head back up. But we'll see how that plays out. But just fair to say that the um, uh, me saying that I'm not interested in buying the U.S. dollar. I think we're going to start to fall from here for a longer term pullback, which could take us down to these lows. This is another low resistance liquidity run here, and we could see price move all the way down. We could, but I'm looking right here. This is where I'm looking, and we'll see how price does when it gets there. But that is where I'm looking at. The euro is doing just the opposite. Now, I told you, if we have a sharp turn in the U.S. dollar, we're going to see a sharp turn in the opposite direction with the euro. It just stands to reason. I also mentioned that this high was the protected high. We took that high out. Holy smokes! Holy smokes! We took that high. Wait a minute. Bam! All right. So we don't need this anymore. What does that mean? What does that mean? Somebody tell me. I can hear you. A market structure shift, except this one is a bullish one. Price came all the way back up here. This is the protected high. Why? Why is that the protected high? Because it broke this low. Boom. All right. We see how price has been moving lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? What do you expect? You expect price to do it again. Boom, boom. But this one is signaling what some people are going to call a change in the state of delivery, or a what is that other name? Chalk. a change. What is that? A change of something. I can't remember what it is. Uh, yeah, a change of character. I'm sorry. So uh, this could turn the whole thing over. What you want to put your emphasis on now is this area of demand. And when price pulls back here, is it going to hold and continue to send price higher? All right, that's what I'm looking for. All right, do I want to take that one? This is an aggressive trade. I would wait until price does one of these numbers. I'm looking for two fractal breaks. Here's your demand. All right, I'm looking for price to push down and break that. That would be the second fractal break, and two of those, and you're looking for price to come back into the demand that is responsible, the low that is responsible for breaking that high. You're looking for that as your entry and the beginning of a retracement. Any questions on that, you let me have them in the comment section. Okay, so we're going to watch this because I think this is the signal, the first signal that will tell us that our price is on the way, maybe on the way to breaking structure to the upside, and we might have started the pullback. Now, in the pound, we have a similar situation. You see that Tuesday candle shot all the way back up. This is the bearish leg, and this is the low that was broken. This is the protected high. Price breaks that protected high, then you start to think, okay, price is going to pull back, and then we can continue higher. All right. Until that happens, we're looking at this continuing what we've been seeing: lower low, lower high, lower low, until otherwise informed. Right. Now, price has broken this high. Got it? That's a market structure shift to the upside. All right. We're going into an area of fair value. We could definitely see price come back and swing and take those that low resistance liquidity run here. All right, that could very well happen, but we want to see how price responds to this area of demand once it gets down, once it pulls back. If that low, if this low, which is now the protected low, because this is the low that broke this high, all right. If it holds and it comes back up here, hey, we might be on and popping to the upside. Got it? So right now, we'll see if this does what we expect it to do, come down towards this sell side liquidity, because we are in a longer term downtrend. I want to trade with the trend, and I want to trade with that swing structure when it's aligned with the fractal structure. That's what we're talking about here. The Aussie dollar, same deal. Longer term downtrend, all right? And we overdue a significant pullback. We've taken out significant sell side liquidity beyond these lows, all right under those lows, and we have some lows within this low here, all right, that low and this low. We took this low, and we are coming close to taking this low, coming close. How do I get over there? Boom. I thought there was something that I could just push and it would go all the way over. Hey, man, what kind of janky mess is this? All right. So yeah, we're over here, and I don't want to take sells so low without a pullback. So if we take that protected high out, here, the one that broke this low, if we take that high out, this becomes the area that we need to watch, this demand zone, and we want to see it go up high, just like I just finished explaining in the other majors. Okay, so don't get thrown off by all. I got a lot going on over here. All right, but I got this demand already drawn up. All right, but we haven't taken that high out yet, so don't get thrown off by that. But once that high is pierced, I think we're going here for sure. And I want to see how price reacts. I want to see if price rounds over from here, or does it fight through this supply zone. All right. If we go to November, we go to the New Zealand dollar. We got the same situation. I have it already drawn because that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. We're going to take that high out. All right. We still have the same situation. We have the low, lower high, lower low, and we have that breach there. This becomes the protected high. All right. And you look for price to pull back into supply. All right. And respond to it. It did, but it didn't take out this low. It continued higher and looks like we're going to take out that high. If it does so, then we'll look at this as the demand for price to come back to and find support to go to higher prices, namely this area of supply. Same deal as the others. All right. If we go to the Canadian dollar, we got the same kind of situation. All right. You see that we were in this consolidation for the longest, and then we had this Tuesday, boom. All right. We went down on Friday, sweeping the sell side liquidity, and then opening on Tuesday took us all the way up. All right. And we took out, we took out that protected high. All right. So what does that mean? Everything shifts. This is a market structure shift. All right. We mark out our area of demand, which is down here. Right. And prices already come back into the area of demand. Let me make sure this looks like demand. All right. All right. This is our order block. This is our area of fair value. Prices already come back to it today. I am looking for price to turn around, find support, and head higher to that high. This becomes the protected low. That is the protected low right now. As long as price stays above, it will support higher prices. That's when I'll start looking for longs. That's it. That's it. We got to see how price reacts here. All right. If it comes down all the way back down and takes out that low, this becomes the protected high, and you wait for price to pull back into the supply here, and you wait for price to head down. But that's way ahead of things. We're going to see how things go here. I'm expecting price to come up to these supply zones. All right. USD-CAD is just the opposite. I'm looking for it to come down. That's all. All right. This is those aren't straight lines. This is a weekly fair value gap. If you just peek at it on the weekly, you can see it very clearly. A weekly fair value gap, and price is trying to get down there. All right, eating through this bullish fair value gap. All right, and we swept all of these lows with this this weekly candle, the candle that we're in, and you can see price is pushing back up. So I am looking for price to head lower. I think we'll show respect to the 50% of this candle. We'll see how it reacts around the 50% of this wick and see if it turns over and we go to lower prices. This chair is driving me crazy with all that squeaking. All right. The Swiss franc, same deal. All right. You can see that we took out that high just like in the New Zealand dollar and what we're on the way to doing in the Aussie dollar and pound and euro. You know, we haven't taken that. We haven't. This is a bona fide market structure shift to the upside. Okay, and this becomes the protected low. This is the low that broke that high here. So we want to mark out the demand here. I don't know what we got going on there. All right. We're going to mark out the demand here and wait for price to come to it, find support, and go to higher prices. All right. Once price trades through that high, when it trades through and closes above it, this is going to signal that we are in the retracement, in my opinion. All right. This mark here is like a change in the state of delivery, a change of character. All right. This market structure shift to the upside is what I'm looking for. The first sign that we might be heading up. All right. If we go to the U.S. dollar Swiss, I said I don't trust shorts until this low is breached. Remember me writing that in the forecast. That low is still there. Again, this is the opposite of what we were just looking at. All right, which were the Swiss futures. This is a USD Swiss. All right, and I'm looking for price to breach this low. If price breaches that low, this becomes the protected high. All right, or whatever. All right, we could say this is the protected high, but right now, what I'm registering is we have a market structure shift to the downside, just the opposite of what we just saw. All right, price moved down, came back into the supply already, and we can look for price to head down to this low. All right, it's too soon for me to start taking strong shorts. All right, I want a double fractal break. All right, this is fractal structure that we broke here. All right, if we get another low, another mark, another bearish impulsive move to take this low, to take this low and this low, that's a double move. I'm looking for two moves to the downside, two breaks, if you will. And once we get the pullback, that's when I want to take that longer term move to the downside. Okay, we go to Japanese yen. I said during the forecast that I believe this fair value gap, this order block was going to draw price to it, and we started to move up. We did have a high break here. All right, we also had price sweep the low, but it came into this fair value gap. I was looking for price to hit that fair value gap and hit higher, but Tuesday's candle was a bearish one. It took the low. We could still find ourselves moving up again behind that. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm thinking that the U.S. dollar is going to be weaker, and the yen will outperform it as investors move their money from the U.S. dollar into riskier markets like the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow. All right, so right now we have this break. This becomes my protected low here. Okay, so if price comes back into demand here, which I suspect it will find support to go to higher prices there. I will be interested in that, buying the yen at that point. I will be, right? I think that the way price traded through and closed above is pretty strong indication that the market has shifted bullish. That's all I look for. A shift in the market from one bias to the next. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Just make sure you review the forecast video. I'll leave it up on your screen now, or I'll leave it below this this video. Thanks again.